We Have Concerns is only made possible because of generous donations from our patrons. If you want to be one of those, if you want to help make the show possible and also get extra stuff like bonus episodes, monthly hangouts, other cool stuff, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
I hate being in LA. Like I like living in LA. I like my friends. I like my work. I fucking hate being in LA. Being in it.
If you could live there and not be there, it'd be so great.
If I could just, teleportation. Somebody, for the love of fucking God. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Cannata.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
Oh man, this story we're going to talk about, I find to be fascinating. This was sent to us by Alexander Hoffman. I want to say Alexander Hamilton, but that's not
him.
He died in 60 days.
Yeah, he was a Federalist.
Alexander Hoffman sent this to our email address, wehaveconcernsShow@gmail.com. He could have also used our subreddit, wehaveconcerns.reddit.com. This is a topic that we've talked about in reference to other things before many times. Did I say it wrong?
No, Alexander Hamilton was a Federalist, right? I don't know.
Teacher listeners are going to object to our lack of knowledge. Thanks, public education.
I blame the system and the sea. Go on.
Well, getting things wrong, actually, was what you were doing to set up our topic, right, Anthony?
If I got it wrong, which I don't know, but yes, it was all in service to the point that you were about to make.
This is an article all about a thing we've talked about a lot in various episodes on the show, the illusion of causality, which is a human quirk, let's say, a human...
the illusion of causality, and I've seen Siegfried and Roy do this.
Oh, it's amazing.
Where they put a cat into a box. No.
Schrodinger's cat is in a box.
Siegfried and Roy's cat is the name of the experiment. I got that right too, right?
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Great.
I love the way this article sets up this idea. So there's this pediatrician by the name of Bonnie Offutt. And she was about to administer a shot to a patient, a child. Mere moments before she injected her patient, he had a epileptic fit.
Whoa.
Which is bad. But she says, what if it had happened just a second later, right when she put the needle into the arm of the patient?
You gave my son an injection and it made him have a seizure.
Caused him to have a seizure. Just the serendipity of time would have... I bet you would have had a hard time convincing the parent that it had nothing to do with it. Because they just watched it happen.
Well, I mean, you think about a lot of early science, right? Where I only see maggots on rotten meat, so maggots are made of rotten meat.
Right. Yes. Yeah, that we look at something, we see it, it must have meaning. That's what we are built as human beings to do, is connect the dots.
Yeah.
And if there's two dots, I'm going to connect them.
And your brain, we've talked about this before, it's a pattern making machine. Your brain wants to connect dots because your brain takes up a lot of energy to actually function. And every time your brain has to figure something out, it's distracting you from something you should be doing for survival. Mm-hmm. It's using up a lot of resources. So your brain wants to be like, if I flip a switch that looks like that, the lights in the room turn on.
Right.
The end. That's what a light switch does, and I never have to think about light switches again.
Right.
So if your brain can do that for other things on the planet, it wants to do that.
It gets worse. There is a study cited in this article.
When I scream as loud as I can, it brings the thunder.
Exactly.
I have seen it happen.
It happens every time.
I am the thunder bringer.
I am the thunder bringer. All shall bow to me.
Yes. You don't seem convinced that I am the thunder bringer, Jeff.
I've never seen you bring the thunder.
That's because I reserve it because I don't want to cause a lot of destruction to our environment.
So you're a benevolent thunder god.
For now.
Until I cross you.
Yeah, enough of you people fucking questioning my powers, and we'll see where it goes.
So there's this study that was done by researchers where they got a bunch
ignore it.
They got a bunch of students and told them that there was a group of people who had this malady, a disease, and they were taking...
These students were what, third graders?
No, these are college
children.
These
people are dying. Do you know what dying is? We're about to find out.
It was a sad day.
I've brought a lot of photos and some video.
You're gonna get some learning today.
Did you pack a lunch?
No.
Go ahead and bring your lunches.
Crying brings about my anger.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. So they were told that they were separated into two groups. One group was told that the people who were sick were taking this drug, and the other group were told that they hadn't taken any drug. Both groups had a 70% recovery rate.
Okay.
30% death rate. No. 70% recovery rate.
That's death, kids.
The first group thought, hey, the drug worked really well because 70% of the people got better.
Oh.
Right? Step 2 of the study was the same group of people were shown the same statistics, but were told that now the group that was told that they were taking a drug were told that they were taking 2 drugs. The second drug actually does work, and it bumped it up to a 90% effective rate. And the group was like, that first drug works really well. So the conclusion that they had already drawn was reinforced.
Gotta give them both medications because that gives them a better chance of survival.
Right. So they didn't doubt the fact that the first drug worked. They just thought it worked a lot better. So the conclusion is that when we think something is because of something else, it takes a hell of a lot to knock us off of our pedestal and get us to doubt the conclusion that we've already drawn.
So were these people ever told that the drug was useless?
No, they've been prescribing this drug in their practice for years. No, I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Mr.
Studebaker, what we're going to give you is a pill that's predominantly made of ground up Smarties and
love Smarties
and corn.
Okay.
And it's been shown it's 70% effective in people with your malady.
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
Entirely made of Smarties and corn, and it is instead of in a gel tab, we just give it to you like it's wrapped in paper. It looks almost like a Gator Snap. You ever use Gator Snaps when you were a kid?
I love Gator Snaps from when I was a kid.
Well, you're going to love this medicine.
You're telling me that when I was a child, every time I had Gator Snaps, I was actually medicating myself.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and I'm a pretty smart doctor. Anyway.
Well, all right. Well, it's delicious. I'll tell you that right off the top. It's very, very good. Yes. I prefer the ginger snap.
You keep looking worse and worse.
I'm feeling terrible now that you mention it. How should I feel?
Probably terrible right now, and then you'll feel better tomorrow.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, come on back because I have a medicine that is made mostly of rat poison.
That's why you're the doctor.
90% effective.
That's why you're the doctor, Dr. Placebo.
Come on back tomorrow. Dr. Placebo. Come on down to Dr. Placebo's. I'll cure anything. As far as you know.
Dr. Placebo.
Imagine you heard a catchy jingle that worked.
Oh, that's great. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because there is another study mentioned in this article, and it was an attempt to deliver information. So the bad news is even when people are given all the information about something, they still tend to draw the wrong conclusions. They still will willfully ignore things that don't make sense to them or that don't fit into the determination.
We throw something out that it's an outlier of the pattern.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which explains a lot of our political system right now.
Sure.
But there are these researchers who are attempting to figure out a way to get around that, right? Because they're talking about a lot of the things that we do. They're talking about motivated reasoning, which is that all of us want to believe that the things we do make a difference. They talk about base rate neglect, which is failing to pay attention to what happens in the absence of intervention. So that's like not having a baseline to compare to. They're talking about confirmation bias, which is the tendency to look for evidence that supports what we already know.
Confirmation bias also, by the way, is the internet's favorite phrase. If you say confirmation bias 3 times in a mirror, 4chan shows up.
I do not want to do that.
Nope.
So what they're trying to do is get around all this stuff. And the way that they figured out to do it is not to give people the information. If you just tell people, hey, vaccinations work, check it out. Look at the studies.
Yeah, we've seen that doesn't work.
Clearly, right? People
Yeah.
stick to the thing that they just feel to be
Vaccination, evolution, climate change.
true. Right.
Yeah.
Science, well, they're all liars. And there's 4 people we could find that will refute, have other opinions. So,
Yeah.
it's what you feel to be true, right? So they're trying to figure out a way to get around that. And what they figured out was put people inside the system. Make them have to make the
Tron.
decisions. Yes. Beam them into a vaccination.
Like,
I'm here inside the vaccination. Now what do I do? Figure it out.
I don't know. It doesn't look like it's doing anything. I don't know. It just looks like a bunch of bubbles and shit.
Yeah, I think it does look like bubbles. Is that hemoglobin?
I don't know. It's like, you know what it is a bunch of fucking lies. You beam me down into a bunch of lies. I don't think this does anything. And also I'm scared. I shouldn't be this small.
It shouldn't be this small.
I should be bigger. It's like, if I agree with you, will you take me out of this horrible, horrible vaccination?
No.
God damn it. Vote for Trump.
For Trump. So what they did was they had these people have to make their own determinations and actually put them inside the system. So they had the goal of figuring out whether medication worked and which medications to prescribe in a theoretical situation. And when people actually were given the responsibility to figure out what worked and what didn't, they abandoned the notions that they were holding on to so desperately.
Yeah. Put somebody into it, make it their responsibility.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, I mean, this is what we're talking about, like, all the time. We were constantly talking about, abstraction and empathy and all of this stuff. And
right.
how, like,
when it comes personal,
yeah,
all of a sudden, all those notions that you were so grasping onto, you can have a more open mind about.
It is the easiest thing in the world to armchair quarterback everything in life. Mm-hmm. Easiest thing in the world, right? And
but when shit matters.
Yeah.
This actually, in a weird way, and see if you follow me on this one, makes me really excited about video games. Because
yes.
I think that interactivity
and VR specifically,
we talked about that once on an episode, but just the fact of having to be inside the decision-making process on things, even if it's in a game situation that doesn't really have any consequences, that's how you learn how shit works. I have a better understanding about how cities work because I played a shit ton of SimCity.
Yeah. And I know that it's okay to steal cars if you have to get somewhere within a time limit.
Right. And maybe sleeping with that hooker will increase my health.
And if you kill her, you get your money back.
That's so good.
I've learned a lot.
I have too.
No, but they have...
Oh, you've made me feel bad about my position.
Well, but here's the thing. You can put people into any situation and make them sympathize with any situation, right? And the trick is to put people into situations which lead them to learn and lead them to be their best. That doesn't mean, I'm not saying Grand Theft Auto is making people go out and kill people and steal cars, because I don't think that's true. But what I do think is true is that if you put somebody, they ran a study at Carnegie Mellon where if you make somebody play a game as somebody of a different gender or race,
right,
you immediately are more empathetic about that gender or race. And they found that those effects lasted for 6 months. Mm-hmm. You can put people, let me tell you something, man. When you're talking about just medical situations, mm-hmm, man, I played Life or Death. You remember playing Life or Death?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I played Life or Death when I was a kid, and I was like, man, doctors have it rough.
Dr. Placebo, I've been taking this delicious piece of medication that you gave me for so
It's
so
mostly cupcake.
Yeah, the problem I'm having now, since I've been playing that video game you also described, is I don't want to combine these candies together so much. I kind of feel like if I do, they'll disappear, and then new candies will take their place, and I just have a greater understanding of the crushing of candy.
Here's what's going on. Your system right now is filled with a blocking jelly.
Oh,
Okay?
that's not good.
It's not good at all. That blocking jelly is around your heart. It's in your veins. It's in your arteries. The only way to remove the blocking jelly is by eating sugar. By eating
most sugar I
matching
can.
candies. Yeah, what you need to do, all of the candies. Are you feeling better?
I'm feeling a lot better, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, you're looking terrible.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like it's working if you're feeling better.
I do feel better. I mean, I haven't felt this good since that Flappy Bird came through my house.
Yeah. Listen, I'm going to prescribe you just a couple of milkshakes. You can also get a Blizzard if you want. But don't overdo it with the Blizzards. Don't overdose on those. But that's going to make you feel a lot better. We're going to move you up. And, if you don't feel better, come back in a couple of weeks and we'll move on to candy canes.
I'm ready to go to the next level. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, all this stuff makes sense. I think, it's really easy when you don't have any practical knowledge or you're not in a situation, actually in it, to sort of double down on what you believe you know.
I find all this stuff extremely disturbing. It explains so much of the political climate, just sort of how interpersonal relationships between people, how we all butt up against one another in this life.
Dude, I'll tell you what, being married and being in this relationship as long as I have has really made me take stock of what I expect out of people.
Yeah.
The way I communicate with people, things that I just naturally assumed were the right things to do in situations, I now know are wrong. I'm wrong all the time. No, but
thanks, marriage.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you really do. Like, even it's sort of like when you meet your wife's family or your significant other's family, or even when you go to another family's house for the first time when you're a kid, and you're like, whoa, not every family is the same.
Right. Yeah.
Things are different.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
Shit.
And then when that's the first time you travel outside the United States and you're like, oh, everybody isn't just like my high school.
Yeah. Or
whatever.
You learn to do something yourself. You're self-taught. And then you go and you watch somebody who's an actual master of that thing.
Yes.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm doing 100 different simple things wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but
we had a handyman come in like yesterday to do a few things around the house because we've just been swamped.
Yeah.
And I was just watching him do things that I would normally do. Like just, I've always installed my own air conditioners. We had this guy install the air conditioner in the window bracket. We had him like replace some like window treatments and stuff. I was just watching him. I'm like, I am a clumsy, stupid, idiot moron and everything I do is wrong.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. Wow, you wipe your brow like that?
Wow, that's how you get the most sweat off your brow.
Man, that guy's been around.
He's good. He is not putting in that air conditioner correctly.
With the sweat off his brow.
But I need to talk to him about his sweat removal technique. Why does he keep eating sugar whenever he gets winded?
Well, it seems to work for him.
I guess.
I feel like this is a terrible thing that our brains are constantly lying to us and giving us the wrong conclusions.
As long as you are aware at all times that your brain does this. You know what I mean? The best thing you can do.
That's good. Just live in a constant state of uncertainty.
It's not a constant state of uncertainty. What it is, I've been saying this a lot lately because it's something that I've been taking in and it's part of the process of what I've been doing with my life. But, your thoughts are not you. Your thoughts are your thoughts. They are a part of you. Like
They're the enemy.
You need to crush them. You need to destroy all of your feelings and thoughts. Everything you do is wrong.
No more feelings.
No, but you need to understand, a thought is the same as your eye twitching, is the same as, an itch, is the same.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just pop up.
Right.
And sometimes you draw these conclusions because your brain is made to draw conclusions. As long as you remember that you need to be questioning them.
Right.
Not questioning them, not always questioning yourself, but examining them.
Yeah.
Hi. Oh, I think this. Why do I think this? Oh, okay.
Right.
Maybe I should check more into it. Maybe I should, be a little more proactive about my feelings on this situation.
How do we convince more people to do that?
You don't, because they're convinced that they're thinking right. That's part of the problem.
I guess we just all eat more candy.
Eat more candy is what we're trying to get across here.
Yeah. That'll fix everything.
It's going to fix everything. Listen, we want to thank
Dr. Placebo.
We want to thank our new sponsor. Dr. Placebo. He is not a great sponsor. He is not a great doctor. And we wish we didn't have to use him. And
the weird thing is also the way he pays for it is I'm not really sure if it's actually money or not.
He tells me that it is. And so I feel like I can spend it.
Yeah.
And I feel better about having it in my wallet. Look, all we're saying is like, we're getting some really messed up vibes from this guy. And like, maybe you want to check out patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
That would be a way where we wouldn't have to rely on Mr. Placebo.
Because I don't even think he's a real doctor.
No, he showed us that paper that made me feel like he was a doctor.
There's a lot going on with this, guys. There's a lot going on.
Layers.
But if you go to patreon.com/wehaveconcerns, you can support the show. You can get episodes early. You can get bonus content, and you can do a video hangout with us every month. Mostly every month. We missed a couple months. We're sorry about that. It's all back. It came back this month, and it's going to be every month from now on out. Yeah. Does us saying that make you feel better?